They were called the Rothschilds of the East, a family who rose from persecuted refugees with nothing to controlling opium routes, global trade, banking empires, and even influencing British politics and royalty. But behind the palaces, silk, and philanthropy lay a fortune built on something far darker, a trade that reshaped Asia, ruined millions of lives, and helped fund the rise of modern global finance. This is the story of the Sassoon family, the forgotten dynasty that helped build parts of Hong Kong, Mumbai, Shanghai, and even laid foundations for banks like HSBC, while shaping British imperial policy from the shadows. How did one family go from being exiled from Baghdad to becoming the power behind kings, bankers, and empires? And why did their name slowly disappear from history? Today we uncover the rise, the secrets, and the legacy of the family history tried to forget. In 1832, a family of Jewish refugees fled persecution in Baghdad. They arrived in India, a land far from home but full of opportunity. Within years, they were being called the Rothschilds of the East. They began investing in cotton mills, shipping, and trade, turning Bombay into a commercial powerhouse. Schools, hospitals, synagogues, the Sassoons built them all. But their wealth, at its core, came from something far more dangerous. The Sassoons dominated the Indian opium trade. By some estimates, they controlled 70% of the world's opium exports. British India cultivated opium on a massive scale, and China became addicted, paying in silver that fueled the empire's wealth. The Sassoons became immensely rich, their name recognized by British nobility. Every chest of opium they shipped weighed over 120 pounds, and in 1836 alone, they sent over 30,000 chests to China. Millions suffered addiction, while the Sassoons' influence grew. David Sassoon aligned himself with British interests. The colonial administration welcomed Jewish minorities, seeing them as loyal merchants who posed no threat. David's network spanned the Middle East, giving him access to capital, markets, and trust. His family flourished under British protection, investing in new markets created by imperial expansion. By the mid-19th century, the Sassoons were more than merchants. They were power brokers invited to royal gatherings and honored in England. David's son Reuben became a close companion of the Prince of Wales. Strategic marriages tied the Sassoons to the Rothschilds, cementing connections in finance and politics. Their philanthropy continued, but identity tensions grew. Descendants wrestled with shame over their origins, caught between Eastern roots and Western prestige. The Sassoons' empire grew even further after Britain's victory in the Opium Wars, opening China's markets wide. Albert Sassoon diversified the family empire into banking, property, insurance, and international investments. Yet internal rivalries split the business into two, David Sassoon & Co. and Ed Sassoon & Co. Family quarrels and later generational detachment eroded their power. By the 1930s, many descendants preferred luxury over business, mocking the empire that once made them legendary. Victor Sassoon relocated to Shanghai to save the family enterprise. He sold Indian mills and invested heavily in Chinese real estate. Shanghai became a refuge for over 20,000 Jewish people fleeing Nazi persecution, thanks to Victor's influence and the Baghdadi Jewish community. Yet nationalization in China wiped out the Sassoon Empire's wealth, marking the end of their global business dominance. Despite the fall of their opium empire, the Sassoon's influence persists. Their wealth helped finance banks like HSBC, shaping global banking foundations. Connections with British nobility and the Rothschilds influenced policy, trade, and finance, leaving a legacy that extends far beyond India, China, and opium. The Sassoon story reminds us empires built on trade, politics, and influence rarely disappear. The Sassoons, from refugees to empire builders, from opium to banking, from obscurity to the halls of power. Their story is a testament to ambition, strategy, and the shadowed paths of history. Millions suffered, cities were built, and global finance was reshaped, yet their names slowly faded from memory. This is the Sassoon family, the forgotten dynasty that changed the world. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, leave a heart in the comments and subscribe for more stories of history's hidden empires.